And this one's one I've been waiting to do for a couple days. Jinbe. Now, I put a lot on Jinbe in this fight, but it's not anything I don't think he can handle. It's something he can definitely handle. It's Jinbe versus Arlong, Fisher Tiger, and Hordy Jones. Hordy Jones maxed out on steroids, right? You know, all of them, right? All three of his brothers, right? Like not his like blood brothers, but like, his brothers that he, grew up in the same, area of the Fishman district, right? And they'll be fighting in Fishman Island. Strength wise, out of all four of the fishmen in this battlefield, we should already know who the strongest one is. It is Jinbei himself. He has he has his strength, right? Hordy Jones takes the steroids. Even with that, Jinbei's still stronger, striking power and lifting power wise. Speed wise, it's Jinbei. And I might have gave it to the other guys, you know, Hordy Jones and Fisher Tiger specifically. But then I'm looking at Jinbei and Wano, and he's like really fucking got the moves, dodging who's attacks, and I'm like, nah, man, he's doing the whole flashy flash thing. Now he ain't moving great distances, but he's still like shifty enough. He got the points there. Um, Durability wise, goes to Jinbei, and this is why it goes to Jinbei. Jinbei has the durability. He has the armament hockey at his disposal. And he has mastery over Rio armament hockey too. So when it comes to, adding, armor, defense to, so you don't have to take that much damage, they're really gonna have to bite down hard. And I don't think Arlong can even, you know, when he bites down, he'll break his teeth and it'll just be a worthless game. You know, even Hordy Jones might even not be able to break through. It'll be a tough one for them. Endurance wise, it goes to Jinbei again. When it comes to intelligence, well, no surprise here. Jinbei has the intelligence. Um, Experience, Jinbei. All of his brothers did things, right? But like Fisher Tiger, he led the Sun Pirates. Jinbei led the Fishman Pirates after that. Arlong had his own crew, and then Hordy Jones had his own crew. Jinbei fought against Ace. They never fought against somebody of that caliber before. Somebody of that powerful and actually like stood on, business against that shit. Like basically had a chance to win. Cause like basically Fisher Tiger got killed by Strawberry and all them. Then Arlong got beat down by Kizaru. No diff. Um and then Luffy beat Hordy Jones, and Luffy was holding back. If you understand what his training entailed during the 2 years, right? He didn't go all out during Fishman Island. Experience will go to Jinbei. Close skills go to Jinbei. Fishman karate, fishman jiu-jitsu, all of these, martial arts. He knows like basically any kind of fishman, martial arts. Hack don't got shit on this guy, right? Range skills, I'm giving to Arlong, Hordy Jones, and Fisher Tiger. they'll swing the water. They'll, you know, result to grabbing like halberds and shit and try to, throw shit at them. Um, they do that shit, and they can do that shit all they want. Recoup goes to Jinbe. Even though Hordy Jones did his thing, he couldn't really recover from doing all that shit, right? Um, and then Arlong, you know, I guess he, recovered, but he didn't really recover. Just Tiger, rest in peace, Um, Jinbe's still here to, talk about it and everything else. Hacks go to Jinbe. Like I said, he has armament hockey, fishman jiu-jitsu, you know, observation hockey. They don't even know what hockey is, how to access it. Environment goes to Jinbe. Like, even though they're all from Fishman Island, like, he's done so much for those people. Like, he was a knight under, King Neptune. He was then, one of the Sun Pirates. He was then one of the 7 warlords to prevent people from going there to catch his people. They still did it anyways, you know. Then he became a straw hat, but he was still doing all that shit to, keep his people, safe, right? And, I'm also made this video not just for like, these straw hats versus like people they would consider like family or the closest people in their lives, outside of the crew and shit, right? But this guy, man, he's basically the strongest fisherman in the seas. I'll let y'all know that right now. So Jinbe wins this fight mid difficulty, mid to high difficulty. You know, those chompers might be able to get down on him and, cause some blood loss, and that, plays a factor. But I think he has enough, staying power to like really beat them the fuck down. The hardest person to like knock out is gonna be Hordy Jones because he's on steroids and he keeps feeding himself. It'll be hard to like, it's hard to have him go under, right? But he will. Um, be cool, crawl in the corner, and let me know what you think.